Workers were excavating LA's metro when they uncovered the remains of two gigantic Ice Age beasts. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to ring the bell for more. Deep under the streets of Los Angeles, something ancient has been lying in wait for thousands of years. Now, as workers prepare to extend the city's metro system, they stumble upon a cache of bones. Could these be the mortal remains of creatures that last walked the earth during the Ice Age? Historically, Los Angeles subway system is only extended as far to the west as the Wilshire Western Station. So those wishing to visit neighborhoods further west, such as Santa Monica and Beverly Hills, had to drive or catch a bus. In 2008, however, locals voted to extend the Purple Line from Wilshire Western to West Side. And after a lengthy planning phase, work on the extension commenced on November 11, 2014. But as well as the usual concerns synonymous with a large-scale project, the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority had something more interesting to contend with. This is because, as far back as the 1980s, its projects have uncovered some rather unusual finds. While the city's Red Line was being constructed, for example, workers found thousands of ancient fossils. What's more, the wider region is actually a hotbed of prehistoric remains, according to experts. We live in a very fossil-rich place. Emily Lindsay, assistant curator at the La Brea Tar Pits and Museum, told the Los Angeles Times, "There's a number of opportunities for paleontologists just right here under LA." Apparently, the area where the city now stands was once home to a massive underground oil field. Consequently, as the liquids seeped through to the surface, it formed swamps that trapped animals. Then the oil helped to preserve the animals' skeletons after they died. In fact, the landscape around the Los Angeles County Museum of Art is one of North America's best spots for Ice Age fossils. In 1986, for example, work on the museum's Japanese pavilion came to a halt for almost 2 months. Why? So experts could extract a cache of fossilized invertebrates. Understandably then, authorities were anxious that work on the Purple Line did not damage any prehistoric remains that might be lying in the extension's path. So to minimize the risk of any problems, they employed a team of paleontologists to oversee the excavations. And in 2014, paleontologist Kim Scott visited the site of a preliminary excavation almost 70 feet below street level, close to the County Art Museum. The purpose of the shaft was to study the makeup of the soil, but it ended up revealing a veritable treasure trove of paleontological finds. Indeed, among the discoveries were ancient pieces of driftwood, sand dollars, mollusks, and cones from the Monterey cypress tree. And Scott herself was present when a fascinating rock was discovered, apparently with the skull of a sea lion embedded within it. Amazingly, the relic is likely to be around 2 million years old. Here on Miracle Mile is where the best record of life in the last great ice age in the world is found, said Scott of the fossil-rich area to the Los Angeles Times. In the shaft, you're walking along an ice age shoreline. Near the exploratory shaft, moreover, other incredible finds have surfaced in recent years. Indeed, the remains of extinct beasts such as saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, and ground sloths have all been recovered from this pit in the heart of one of the country's biggest cities. Then, in November 2016, workers were carrying out construction work on the future Wilshire La Brea station when they uncovered something even more incredible. They had in fact found the remains of a great tusk, some 3 feet in length, and buried at a depth of 15 feet. Excavators also found alongside the tusk shattered pieces of a tooth thought belonged to a mastodon. Distant relatives of modern elephants, mastodons could grow to almost 13 feet tall and weigh up to 18 tons. They roamed Central and North America before dying out around 10,000 years ago. And amazingly, on November 28th, there was a second discovery at the site. Yes, a paleontologist discovered the remains of another set of tusks and a fragmented skull. These, it's believed, were the remains of some kind of ancient elephant. And better still, they were located just 10 feet from where the first set of fossils had lain. As stated by Metro official Dave Sotero, the fossils probably date back from the last ice age, approximately 10,000 years ago. This is significant, he told the Los Angeles Times. It's the first mammal fossils that have been found on the Purple Line extension project. With the pressure on to complete construction of the Purple Line, excavators carefully molded a plaster cast onto the delicate fossils. Now, the Metro's paleontological consultants plan to remove the finds safely from the site. The next step will be for experts to analyze the fossils and try to determine exactly what animal they came from. Currently, paleontologists are unsure as to whether the second tusks and skull came from a mastodon or a mammoth, another distant relative of today's elephants. Luckily, the team behind the Purple Line's extension has developed processes to cope with paleontological finds, and so the discovery of these Ice Age beasts is not expected to have a negative effect on future construction work. Instead, Sotero and the team are delighted that their work has revealed such a fascinating slice of the ancient past. He said, "We've unearthed and we've preserved LA's prehistoric past as we've built its future."